if we do get into stuff where it's talking about other people, I probably will cut it.
Yeah, let's not talk too much about people being. Let's not talk about
Weirdos.
people. Yeah, let's talk about us.
The only people that matter is us
You and I.
in this moment.
The lake.
This is nice.
The air. What's it called? Like biotic and abiotic factors? Is that the word? What are you talking about? Like living and non-living things? Biotic and abiotic?
So abiotic would be the dirt.
Yeah. Abiotic factors like
the sediment.
The sediment.
The clay.
The air.
The air.
The water.
Boot me up, Johnny. Oh, this is what I want with the interface. I want a 90s interface.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't where they try to
3D it.
I will say I like the turkey animations and all that. That's nice. When's the last time you went bowling?
Like last week. I hear this gorilla song every day.
Oh, I don't even got my shoes on. Are y'all's Velcro too? I'd say it's been years, maybe 4 or 5 years. Give me that shit. I want a refund.
I feel like in your stuff, the relationship between abiotic stuff, such as water and/or was that a fish?
It was definitely a fish.
Anyway, I re-listened through Shadowbox. I listened to it right when it dropped. I still to this day think about I Did and the snare hitting every quarter note.
Yeah.
And I love that. That was also almost a year ago now. Maybe it's changed, but I do feel like you have a lot of themes about the relation between the abiotic and the biotic.
Right.
Even with the intro with 10,000 Leagues.
Yeah. That's like, for me, like poetry. I'm not a turn of phrase guy. I feel like you're like a super turn of phrase guy. Like, have you ever seen like an idiom dictionary?
Oh, so like figurative language.
Yeah. Stuff that is like idioms or like
Hyperbole.
or proverbs. Like on the intro, you say something like, you use the rug to cover a stain from a left hook.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like, you swept my feet. Like, sweeping somebody's feet is a phrase on its own.
Yeah.
Covering up something with a rug is a phrase on its own.
Yeah.
Or like, sniff test. God bless you, full of
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That was like the God bless your heart, like kind of that sarcastic.
But then that's like
bless
a
her heart,
triple,
that
though.
southern God bless her heart. I've never heard that phrase until I moved to the South, and it was always so tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, it's nasty.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's like, the Bible Belt has a specific kind of like barbed benevolence.
Barbed sweetness.
Yeah, exactly.
It is funny. It's also so mean.
Yeah,
I love it. I mean, like,
bless your heart.
God damn.
You could say that in church. Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah.
You know, they go.
And it still hurts.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not a nice thing to say.
Interview just gets ill really quick. Just interject it with like our fun conversation at the pond, and then it's just like escalatingly like competitive and f***ed up.
Yeah, you. How you like this? I know, I gotta get it together.
Home of the Queen City District champions.
Oh, that was last year. That was historic. I never seen no shit like that in my life. There you go. That's a strike. Yeah, that's a strike. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you're supposed to do it.
I think it's one of those things like how phrases end up extending past generations. Oh, we heard our aunts, uncles, parents say it,
Right.
and then we say it ironically, and then we keep doing that, and then it just becomes like it does. The irony doesn't matter. We're still saying it.
Or there's certain times where like the irony like actually dissolves, like where the truth in the thing becomes like lived as us. Yeah, me and the homie were talking about like the tortoise and the hare, and I was like,
Shout out Messiah.
Shout out Messiah. I was telling him like I just realized like it's not about running fast or running slow. It's like about doing something consistently versus sporadically.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, like that's actually useful. Where like, if I just say, yeah, it's like the tortoise and the hare, you might like roll your eyes. But it's like, that's actually very useful advice that like niggas our age who claim to have known the lesson of the story well have not embodied, you know? So. Oh! Come on. Come on, broski.
That's very nice.
Come on, man.
Very nice.
I'm back at it. I'm trying to join the strike team. Oh, yeah, bet. Oh, no.
That's it.
Let's go. There you go.
That's it.
Nah, I don't like my beats good enough to rap on them. I never really learned how to make beats for anybody. Nah, I gotta learn. I'm taking piano right now though.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
That'll be fun. Do you enjoy making beats though?
When they sound good.
So it's performance based. Only if it sounds good. The process isn't very fun to you.
I don't like playing instruments if I sound bad. I don't like nothing about music that sound bad. It hurts.
But I would have never got good at music
If you didn't do it through
had I not
sounding
enjoyed
bad.
the process, because my shit was bad at first.
And that's why I never get good.
That's not. Were you just always good at rapping?
Yeah.
It was like, this is always good, so I never had that feeling.
Yeah, I was mostly always hard. Yeah. I never rap no rap. That if I hear it now, I'm like, ugh. I don't think people who can't rap can rap. I think if you can rap, you can rap. It's like playing jazz. There's some people who could never play jazz. I kind of fuck with Bless Your Heart because, like, one of the shit I don't fuck with about, like, the Judeo-Christian ethic.
Judeo-Christian. I said that word. People said, "So are you Jewish?" I was like, "That's not what I'm saying." You gotta know the theological like turn. And
you gotta get down there. We getting down there.
Yeah,
We
I
get
like
in
that.
the fucking Gulch.
Anyway, sorry not to interrupt.
Do you think the devil exists? Wait, do you think God exists? As like, it could be a
Entity.
force. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a question I ask less often now, and I don't know if that's a good thing that I ask it less often, because I think sometimes it can be an easy scapegoat to be like, I don't know, when I think wrestling with the other side is really important, whether you're right or wrong. It's still important to ground yourself, but I think it's really important to try and be tethered to something that we can't understand, something that is bigger than us. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it's all over when my eyes shut for the last time.
Oh no, I'm positive is like all over.
I think that was the Roman Catholic or the Protestant church when the interpretation of hell was never like an infinite hellscape. It was a most likely misinterpreted to control.
Right.
It was more of a present state, like you can be in hell now.
Yes. Yeah. Oh.
Did he just hit the side and
Yeah, it jumped out.
Nah, that was skill shot. I meant to do all that.
Oh, it's up now. You got an easy spare. Go ahead. Just throw it.
It didn't glitch?
It did, but it's okay. It's in your favor.
Oh no! I feel like you choose a lot of beats based on just the like initial essence of the piano or guitar sample or chop or recording.
Yeah, I'm a motif guy because my rapping isn't super hooky. So I like melodic elements that are hooky, you know?
That's the hook of yours.
Yes, exactly. And I know how to read music. Yeah, so the learning curve is like not existent.
Wait, so you grew up playing
I
instruments?
play French horn and trumpet.
French horn actually can sound f***ing beautiful. God damn.
French horn is fire, but it's easier to learn piano because like the fingerings on horn instruments are kind of arbitrary.
Yeah.
Like piano is like a algorithm, you know?
Yeah. I grew up playing sax.
It's like a grid. Yeah, sax is hella arbitrary.
I love chords, and I think that's like why monophonic instruments never really gave me the same like satisfaction.
Yeah, you gotta play with hella people to like get that feeling on monophonic. How I conceive of God is like the movement of like every molecule in the universe, every subatomic particle to like every like celestial body in the universe is ordered. Ordered by gravity, magnetism, chemical attraction, by consistent forces that are like consistent at every present place, future place, and past place in the universe. So that like equilibrating consistency that like for our purposes is infinite, that's what I refer to as God. The rules, the inescapable rules.
I like gravity in the term not being the actual like Isaac Newton physical law. I like the connotation it develops.
Yeah, magnitude.
Yeah, the magnitude of stuff, the gravity of it. Yeah, I even said in the song, you won't gravitate to ground zero.
Yeah.
And then on the second one, and I won't gravitate.
Oh, you said that on 2 songs.
Did I?
Oh, you said it twice in the first song. Yeah. No, that was the second song.
Yeah. I'll get so fucking bored if it's not chords oriented. I mean, that in programming drums, drum chops, drum sampling, granular synthesis, love that too. On this project, like, that was like so much resampling, so much like after I recorded it, I ran it through a bunch of stuff and like really like the texture. So
I love
important.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do anything like physical, like tape or anything?
There we go.
Hell yeah. Oh, he's gassing up.
Yeah, that felt good. Yeah, I did a lot of resampling, like with my guitar pedals.
Yeah.
A lot of like dialing in automation, and
Yeah.
you map the keys
Right.
to like potentiometers,
Yeah.
and then turn it. So like I would put those effects, the dry wet knob, and Tajani played that solo at the end of, was it Bidet Tears?
Yeah.
That was him playing, and I was on the guitar pedals just like God.
That's fucking hard.
And it was like a granular delay. It was it's called a phase repeater pedal. I don't have it anymore, but I
Yeah.
used it for that solo, and it made it. Gives it that crunch, gives it that warpy.
Yeah.
So
And that's
yeah,
what
I want to do more of that.
Because what's the
I
first
forgot
song
the
is
order.
Southpaw Tiger Bomb. Is that song about loving, fighting, or dreaming?
Or dreaming. Fighting in your dreams where you're like Quap Runner, where you like can't, you know what I'm talking about?
Last night in my dreams, I went to like a mafia speakeasy, and my whole family was there.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Was it good vibe? Or it was
It
just
was
interesting?
fire, but like how you get to the speakeasy was like you go in like the girl's bathroom. Somebody has to let you in like through a secret door that's not the girl's bathroom door. I was standing outside the girl's bathroom door waiting for like the guy to come around and let me in. And
That's fun.
I was looking weird. Yeah, I don't know what it means.
I like those moments where there's no amount of preparation you can do personally to be prepared for that social moment. So you are really just left like feeling naked in front of this thing. There's no way around this. I'm left here with just like the core of myself feeling every moment of this awkwardness or weirdness.
Yeah.
Those are powerful moments though.
Hell yeah. I think we were talking about like where the coolness exists. The only cool people are people who are like elegant in those moments. And I'm definitely not one of those.
I like to crash out during those moments.
Yeah, I get weird. I make it super weird, bro. I like make it weird when it doesn't have to be weird.
I think sometimes that's a bad coping mechanism I do is in weird moments, I'm like, I feel weird, I'm going to make you feel weird. It can be very funny, but sometimes I do it to the wrong people and I'll laugh for the wrong reasons. What the did you mean by that laugh? And then it'll make it uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, no, I didn't mean.
All
On
the
guitar, like, it's like definitely a physicality that like using a gang of pedals like can add that like, and that's what I'm interested about too, which is learning this. But like my homie Michael, he had this band called Dolly Spartans. They're all guitar band. They have like 40 pedals.
Oh,
So they sound like a choir. Yeah,
I bet
wanna
the texture's insane.
It's so nice. I want to do like the rap equivalent of that shit.
I mean, I guess that's also going to be a journey learning what that looks like for you.
Right.
But do you have like a plan of action for that, or like what that initially looks like for you?
I think I'm just on a new journey, bro. Just learning. Just learning.
Do you feel like there's an element of experimentation with that, or it's kind of like you'll know when you know?
Nah, I think all musical learning is in the play space. That's why like I'm just trying to ground my play with like a deeper learning of theory and like piano and shit.
Yeah. I like the term low-end theory because to me, bass players, like a really good bass player is like a otherworldly musician.
Correct.
Their knowledge of like harmonics and like if a note should work, sometimes it doesn't. And
Right.
sometimes they find a note, it's like this shouldn't work, but it works.
Right.
And there's the same thing with this production and samples and like granular synthesis. I don't know what that's called, but whatever that is, that's like so intriguing to me. I think that's
You working in the in-between space.
there's almost like a million ways to do the same thing. Whatever that is, whatever that in-between space is, I think that's the thing that keeps me coming back around.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm excited to like learn this. I have this idea that like if anybody from like today, 2025, went back in time to like 1945, we would all be like super weird like socially. And I think like if one person, like one charismatic street hustler from like 1939 came to today, he would be the president. Like I feel like you used to have to talk to everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
The guy at the bread store, there used to be a bread store. You had to talk to the bread store man. You know, the fucking
Bread store guy knows the linen guy.
Yeah, you used to have to talk to him. You used to have to talk to the milkman.
Yeah.
The DoorDasher comes and knocks at my door, and I pretend I'm not there, so I don't have to look at anybody.
That's a real feeling.
But that they didn't. Nobody used to do that. You couldn't do that.
Yeah.
They would take your back.
What's rude to like Jin whatever above us? I don't know if it's well, it used to be better or worse than as much as it's just different now.
It's different.
I don't know if it's just changing. If you want to dissect those things, you probably could like easily follow these like tributaries of like, this is why it's bad socially, this is why it doesn't matter socially, and this is why it's good.
Yeah, definitely.
What was like the non-musical ingredients that went into this project?
Before the writing started, the things I'm a ruminator. I mean, I'm sure that's pretty apparent through the music. I want it to be what it is, but I think there's depth to rumination, and I don't want to just stay in that depth, but also have like moments of revelation in that.
Right.
But I think the conversation and communication with others, and that's like what gets me to make my own music, because I'm always making beats or producing for others. But the non-musical part for my own stuff is always like these ideas that I'm just like confused about or like want to explore. Like,
And they're just thoughts, like philosophical stuff that turns into like a theory of practice. And then that turns into the song making.
and then like through that process, you're getting to these like the tributaries. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
I think like a lot of people who like for example, our 1930s or 1960s or 1970s street hustler president guy, he would suck
What's
at
his
the
name?
Carmichael. That nigga was
Carmichael Jones.
Yeah, that nigga would suck at the internet.
Yeah.
He'd be out of here
Oh yeah.
immediately. A lot of people who
wish
are
I
gone too soon, they would suck at the internet. Like you die in the 90s or something, it's like,
No.
oh, that guy died in the 90s. Like I wish he was still alive.
It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah, they would have got transphobic immediately. They would have made it
It was
super.
for the best.
They were gonna be like an incel had they lived.
Dude, the thing is, there was a 50% chance they would have ended up living a mediocre life.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's greater than 50%.
Yeah. It's good to mourn and to have loved and lost. It's very important. But, as they say in the South too, when your time comes.
It's there, but that's why like sometimes we can fetishize like being cut down
Yeah.
in the middle of doing
Ooh.
something great, because we see like how people look on the other side of greatness as compared to like people who like died in the midst of it.
That's very true.
One is way sexier. Like Michael Jackson's story is like super tragic compared to like in the years before like his untimely passing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a very different story than like Marvin Gaye's story.
Very different.
Marvin
Gaye and I have the same birthday. I do know that.
That's fine.
That's a good birthday twin to have.
We didn't warm up. That's what it was. What does a good bowler do to warm up?
I don't know.
Shoulder rotations? That looked like a spare.
It's all right. I'm figuring it out.
What about you? What's the non-musical parts for you that you feel like?
Books, easily. I try to write like an author.
What are your top 3 as of like the past year or two?
The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. Ham on Ride, Charles Bukowski.
Oh. I want to bowl more. Reading. I want to be the best bowler
Me
to ever
too.
exist.
Like this is something
Forget
like,
reading.
we locked in.
Oh, that's me again. I'm sorry. I'm around. Fast. You do it fast.
Oh yeah.
We're going to break it. Yeah, my cousin, he's like my best friend.
Yeah.
He loves Kurt B. Loves Kurt
Yeah,
Vonnegut.
he's fire.
Yeah.
That's the only book by him I've read though. I want to read more of him.
Do you want to talk to them, or you just want to bowl through it?
Wait, do you want to talk to?
To get
no.
it fixed, or you?
Yeah, no.
All right.
I'm a thug.
You want to go out in the middle of something.
Yeah. Or you don't. Either way, it's all coming down. But I do find it interesting. Like, would I rather die and gamble to die at a peak, going super fucking hard, or would I rather die where it's like I'm leveled back at?
What if it's not dying at a peak, but dying in the middle?
They kind of see you for what you were rather than what you could have been / you at your worst moment.
And dying in the middle doesn't mean like I'm fucking recording my opus. It just means I'm recording. And that means I just have to record every day to die in the middle of recording. If I want to die doing what I love, then I got to do what I love forever.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Like on some Pompeii shit. Like
the volcano.
Yeah.
Pompeii. Let's bring back Pompeii in 2030. Run it back. Put me on that Sorry.
Run back Pompeii. You don't want to be the guy in bed. You know how they're all like frozen in the volcanic ash? You want to be one of the guys or like hoeing the yard or
Yeah.
petting the dog. You don't want to be the guy just like taking a mid-afternoon nap when Pompeii happens.
Dying at your peak is doing the thing, regardless
Mhm.
if it is kind of not what at whole people would see as
commercial
your peak.
peak, right.
Yeah, the commercial peak. Yeah.
You're getting cooked? Score-wise?
We all getting cooked.
Oh! You're back.
All you needed was a little bit of hate.
A little bit of self-loathing just
Yeah.
to make you push a little bit harder.
Little bit of
that was
hatred.
beautiful. Like the spin and everything. I don't know shit about bowling, but oh, I legit might not get a strike.
No, you will. You already knocking on it.
If I don't get a strike, I'm gonna f myself. It's all mental, I know.
Yeah, it's the mental game.
It is. Like you're aiming for the same spot most of the time as that anyway.
It's like darts.
Yeah. I'm gonna become a bowl guy. It's gonna become my whole personality if I get a spare.
I'm already ready to make it my personality. Life is unfair.
Hey, bowling.
Me too. This
Also, you had a pretty nice experience in Japan where it's like
Yeah.
how you've been like coming back and seeing how people interact with work here in the States versus there.
People suck here, bro. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to do with like livable wages or like cost of living, but like people are more proud, happy, and grateful to do the work there than here, no matter what that work may be. It makes me feel like there's like a deep, poisonous insincerity in the West, where like even me doing my dream job, making music, I have to be like, this
You gotta
sucks.
play it cool sometimes.
Yeah, but like that's like super ungrateful.
Sucks. We briefly talked about this on the phone. I'm glad, but like, yeah, the thin veil of irony that like stuck out to me. I was like, yeah, I've definitely heard this kind of like video essayed on, and it's very true. And like, there's a guy named Paul Platt.
Yeah, I know.
Funny
I
guy.
follow him.
It's
I,
so
I found
good.
him on the algorithm about like how all
Crazy.
comedy is crowd work
Shout
now.
out Paul Platt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he really gives a about it.
He's sincere. He's
Very
engaging.
Yes. Very.
okay.
We-
Okay. What
Oh,
the?
you got like a Super Mario step now and it's working. It's whimsical, but it works.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Right down the middle.
It was too much.
Too
down the
perfect. Do you guys remember in Wii Bowling you could like glitch it? Yeah, you did the jump, you double through it, and it gave you, if you lined up just tapped off, slide to the side, you throw a strike almost every time.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, we are running it back. This is,
Yeah, we must.
you guys can't see the score, but we all broke 200 this game.
There's this guy I just followed. I forget his name. He just posts on IG. He's really funny. He's just a very whimsical guy.
Yeah.
And he's very sweet and endearing. At first, you're like, it makes me feel uncomfortable, but it's like, why does it make me feel uncomfortable? Seeing that sincerity and that.
Bro, it's really disgusting. We're traumatized, bro. It's really sad. Like, seeing somebody love doing some shit, especially when it's something that's not like super remunerative, like financially, like it creates a feeling of pity or embarrassment on our part. Like, to see a server at a diner who's been there 30 years and knows the menu like the back of her
That's
hand.
beautiful to me. I do
Yeah,
like
but
that.
like it also makes us feel like sad for her. And we should be sad. That sadness should translate into like an anti-capitalistic ethic.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
where like everybody should have a livable wage. But we shouldn't be sad that somebody's able to find a joyful living being that.
And also maybe that all their happiness and joy isn't tethered to work.
It's not.
You know?
And so we should be able to find happiness at work, find happiness not at work, and not feel like we have to like, it's the same thing as like the sitcom dad. I hate my wife. I hate my job. I hate my.
The old ball and chain.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like, nigga, it's not a crime to like enjoy things. And it's like, even like people who put on the mask, like even guys who don't hate their wife will be like, oh yeah, I hate my wife. Like
Crazy.
around their friend who actually hates
Crazy.
their wife.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, hey, dude, you need
Hey,
to get
man,
a divorce.
I feel you. I also kind of hate my wife.
And it's like, you love your wife's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, your wife's great. She's the best thing that happened to you. You were a piece of shit before. Still are.
Yeah.
She's decent.
Yeah, now you're like,
actually, this is the best you can do.
now you're on the boat with him and his wife, and you're treating
And
your
they
wife
actually suck. And so
like, you're treating your wife like in front of her, and she's like, Jim,
why are
what's
you
what's
acting like this?
yeah. I just wrote you a poem.
I literally was so excited for this trip, and you were just so weird right now. I never like when you hang out with Kevin.
Yeah,
He brings the worst out in you. You're acting like such a bro right now.
Bro, so Americans, we are Kevin of Earth.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah, you were supposed to be a lumberjack.
I mean, there's corn-fed.
Corn-fed, meathead.
How big were the people in the Midwest? Were they burly ass boys? I feel like audience probably a lot more dainty, like punk kids.
Yeah,
right?
they're small.
Yeah,
They're
no, I'm
elegant.
sorry, the corn-fed boys not coming out to our arts.
They're not coming to. They gotta come to Mavi
They
show.
don't think I'm gay.
Yeah, they're not.
A good some of us actually hate our shit. Hating our shit doesn't lead us to any righteous form of justice. It's just petty self-flagellation, bro.
Mhm.
Where it's like,
That's a good word, by the way.
Earl-
Flagellation is a great word.
I know, right?
Ooh, it's very
BDSM.
doctoral. Yeah.
No, it's flagella. It's a simple motility tool, for
that's right, for
unicellular
small
organisms.
beings.
So it's a whip.
A whip.
So flagellate means to whip something.
Oh.
So self-flagellation means
Self-mutilation. That's a little harsh.
it's like
Mutilation's
self-deprecation.
a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
more-
like the next step above flagellation.
it's deprecation, flagellation,
okay.
mutilation.
Yeah, let's make the tier list of words revolving self
Yourself
pity.
up.
Yeah, yourself up.
But Earl,
Up your own bag. Truly.
yeah, don't up the bag, dude. Or actually up the bag. Earl Sweatshirt, he has this line. He says, "These niggas scared of morals. I just went pro for the Justice League. I love this team. I'm focused." And I think that was very
Wait, who's that?
Earl Sweatshirt.
I was
Oh,
being stupid.
it's okay.
We're cutting that.
No, don't.
Sorry,
come.
Earl.
No,
Earl's
that's
not seeing this.
that's my baby boy. He's,
Oh, Earl could see this, actually.
he's probably gonna see it. Shout out to you, Tebek.
That is a bar, though. That's so good.
Especially that early 2010s irony merchant comedy scene. That kind of is it was a step down the path of fear of morals, fear of stance. You know,
Having been a fan of Earl and, Odd Future Guys, and being that punk kid who, while they were doing punk shit, seeing the turn of Earl, which, he's the same guy, but he's grown up, and seeing that it makes it more special and it feels more sincere. I would just remember the response to it, and now there's a similar response, and he's on a different
different
page,
side of the
different
spectrum,
chapter.
right?
Yeah. I don't know the guy, but just through the music.
I feel like that's pretty accurate, and I feel like you can get similar fruits for doing it for real and trying to look like you're not trying. Dance hard. You know?
Dance hard, yeah.
Don't try to don't try
Oh,
to
don't just
jig.
Yeah.
Dance. Go for it.
Next game, there's no way we could be worse.
No.
Yeah, we're starting again. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, that's actually Rob. That was a
alright.
strike.
Yeah, that was supposed to have been a strike.
It looked perfect to me.
Yeah, it did. I thought that was it.
Starting on a spare?
Trying my
Beautiful,
best, man.
beautiful.
Hey, I mean, fighting for my life out here.
I'm just gonna start moving a bit.
That's what I do. I just do the Wii Sports.
I'm a bad athlete right
Yeah,
now. I'm
don't-
making the same mistake.
Be wrong quickly. See, there you go.
We'll take it. I think that's something about bowling. The variation obviously is in the pins and the second toss or whatever roll, whatever they call it, throw. But I feel like there's beauty in a game like basketball, soccer,
Basketball
where
is
there's this type of
basketball and soccer are super advanced, and they rhythm sports.
and that's such a different thing as such a repetitious thing like this.
Yeah, it's a dance partner.
Devin said the other day, I'm going to scream when I want. I'm going to run when I want. I'm going to dance when I want. And I was like, damn, I am scared to dance too hard. I am scared to sing too loud, for sure. Talk about the nonchalantness. Somebody, actually it was Meg, she was like, you thrive in subtlety, but it's not nonchalant.
No.
I feel very connected to that because I'm not a nonchalant person. I got friends that are, it's cool. I do, yeah, it's cool. It is cool, but also that's not me. But I do love subtlety.
I think subtlety is a style, not a magnitude. So subtlety to me in this project, I could say is we have this in common, kind of like a run-on style of writing.
Yeah.
Where getting to the end of the line means getting to the beginning of the next line, but following that, only through following it all the way and not getting lost do you get bear the full fruits of the writing. And so it rewards close listening. And so anything that requires you to lean in is because they're doing something intricate and subtle. And then also just I think it's a volume thing. Like, I don't think you don't shout because you're afraid to shout, though. And I think that's what she was saying. Maybe what you're trying to say, I need to lean in to hear.
I feel like you also have soft delivery a lot of times.
Yeah.
Your performance, not necessarily. Like, I feel like your hits very, very.
Yeah, I'm a gangster.
Ooh, that hurts, but in a good way.
If you're going to make somebody recoil, you need to do something with it.
No point to make someone recoil with no like you said, that journey to get to that fruit. Like, if there's no thing there, I think to me that's my favorite stuff is when the recoil has a moment of, ooh, that's something to dissect and kind of wrestle with a bit longer. Even if it leads to like a, damn, I have a bad response to this or I don't love it.
Like, yeah, just force people to choose a side if you're going to make them recoil.
This is good. This is spare. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna pick it up. That was it. I feel like you used the force on that one.
Yeah, low-key. It low-key skitty. It ain't even spin.
I feel like whenever I went to a bowling birthday party growing up, I don't even know why, but everyone ends up they all start with their own and they're like, I like this one the best. And everyone's all using the same one.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, everybody's like waiting for the ball. Oh, they robbed
Dude,
you.
okay, that is crazy.
It was ready
What
to
was the
fall.
miles per hour on that? That felt fast.
Yeah, that shit was 22 and a half. That's high.
What are bowlers, real bowlers? What are they throwing? Like 30,
I don't think they trying to throw it fast.
I feel like some of the impact can be helpful.
Nah, accuracy is way better. Yeah, the average speed for professional bowlers is between 18 and 20 miles per hour.
Nah, I need to slow down.
Yeah,
I'm doing too much.
being too fast don't help.
They also got crazy spin.
Yes, if you hit the pins from a certain angle, that's how you get a strike every time.
18 to 20 with a crazy spin is so fast.
That's fast.
That's
And they throwing 12
Oh,
miles per hour.
that's
That's it.
that was beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, what the f? Why are we bowling good?
That was it.
Come on now. Come on now. I'm cutting up. Oh, shit.
Damn. Strike.
We're up.
Strike team. Strike
Birds
team.
are up. Birds are up.
Going back to back with it. What are they talking
Strike
about?
team.
I'm only gonna be fucking furious if you don't get a strike here.
You have to get it.
No, stop. Play your game. Don't listen to me. I'm just chirping. I am noise.
You're getting it. This is it. It's a spare.
This is spare.
It's a spare.
Oh,
That's a spare at least. Pick up my score a little bit, but it's all right.
I went to like a hardcore show recently. Like,
Who was it?
like Trash Talk.
Trash Talk. Was that a New York band?
It was in LA. I mean, they're
They
LA
good?
guys. Yeah, they're good. They're
Yeah.
super fire.
LA got crazy hardcore scene.
But I love like hardcore. I sent like a video to my girlfriend. She was like, "Oh no, that looks demonic." I'm like, "These are the best people in the society. They have like really grounded rules and regulations to how they."
accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not gonna let you get hurt. It's like super consent based, super respect based, super
Yeah.
like inclusive.
The weirdos get cooked alive in that scene.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And I love that. I love when rage is like using rage to terrorize people along the like usual lines of terror is so boring artistically to me.
Yeah. For the most part, terrorism, for the sake of terrorism, is whether it's social terrorism or at a larger scale, is just fucked.
Yeah, terrorism used to protect something is actually revolutionary. The sexy idea of a revolution is that like we all consent to tearing apart the social fibers that we share to this thing that no longer works for us. Like obviously some people have to get kicked out, like some people have to get kicked out of the mosh pit for being a weirdo. But like at the heart of it, it's everybody in the mosh pit like, nigga, we're taking off our week. We're throwing off our work week. You know?
Yeah.
We're throwing off our frustration. Like we are disbanding this like organization that does not work anymore.
Yeah.
But as us, like not as like attackers or terrorists.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. My question, right? My question is, when you listening to an album that you really inspired by, and you want to like take a piece of that and put it in your own work,
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
go about that subtly, or do you like to show your influences on your sleeve?
I don't know. I don't think I'm really influenced by like albums straight up by themselves, as much as I am like it was written. I love what it meant for Nas's career, or like Butterfly. I love what it meant for Kendrick's career. So like it's like if I want to make a jazz rap album, I'm not necessarily listening to Kendrick on how to do it. I'm just glad that he showed me that that's something cool to do. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Like, you're more happy that it's on the table.
Right. They introduce a concept more than like give me a roadmap. Because every album I love, I would have executed a little bit differently than how the artist I like did it. You know what I'm saying?
There's that element of a slower process is going to be, it's going to be slow regardless, even if it's like a lot of heated moments of, you know, turmoil, socially, personally, whatever. But how much of us really, even the people that are, self-admittedly, even me, are willing to relinquish this bubblegum dystopia in order to really see it through.
The good news for you is that your bubblegum dystopia is not gonna last much longer.
Cheers.
Getting f***ed up for the regular guys too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this cooked, bro.
Yeah.
I think neither one of us are the most vulnerable people in society, but it's gonna be a time where like we are gonna have to have equal skin in the game as the most vulnerable people in society
In
to
order
be
to
able to have anything
Yeah,
or do anything.
that's true.
And getting a head start on that is like
Setting up foundation for camaraderie,
it's pre-ordering
pre-ordering.
the
yeah.
new, you know,
Yeah,
the new world.
that's true.
You getting GTA 6 early. Join the Justice League. I love this team. I'm focused.
Hey. Well, how do I submit my application? I think people are going to hold on to the strands of like, but this was a better, like this was peak, and for as long as they can. I'm not very versed in like really how to make this shake and like the right things to do.
Yeah, this is a cult though. Like America's a cult.
Oh, for
This
sure.
not even that hard. Like this not even that cool. Like I've been to poor countries
Overrated.
that's like a way better place to live, except they don't have like sorry. I'm
That was
dying.
rude.
You so casually. Your form throws me off in the best way,
Like
and it
he's,
changes
like,
so much.
skipping.
It works.
The hop step, that's what it is.
It's
That's
actually
it.
that was beautiful.
What the we're cutting up.
The line of replication and inspiration is so clear to me.
Yeah, it's not.
But I
It's not.
can't define it. I just smell it immediately.
Yeah, I just know the difference. I know when I hear it. There could be two things with more aesthetic similarities that are more inspiration, and two things that are like very distant from each other aesthetically that I can tell is replication. I know it. I know it. I hate it.
What's worse, a lack of inspiration or a replication of inspiration?
Replication. Because I think if you uninspired, I can tell when somebody releases a writer's block album. That's more salvageable than somebody trying to do somebody else's bit.
Writer's block albums can be transformational,
Yes,
you know?
literally. They have to be.
And I like that because like at the end of the day, that's the vocation, you know?
Right.
You gotta show up.
That's literally the point.
Yeah. That's the point, even if it's like a miss, right?
If they come back in less than 5 years, you're gonna hear the benefit of them getting back in the water.
I've been to poor countries where like everything about there is like a better place to live than America, except like the Wi-Fi sucks or some shit like that. Like the shit.
But you don't even need that anyway,
Right,
huh?
the shit that actually raises the quality of life of America is like largely untethered to like our embrace of like free market capitalism or
Laissez-faire bullshit.
yeah,
Like Reedy Creek Park.
Like Reedy Creek Park wouldn't disappear if we like had housing for young mothers.
Crazy.
Or like
Crazy.
You know.
How much-
Actually, Reedy Creek Park is more threatened by laissez-faire capitalism.
Yes,
than
absolutely.
The other way around.
100%. I feel like you wrestle with this stuff a lot. How much of your day would you say you spend kind of like chipping away at this kind of greater subject matter we're talking about right now? Because I feel like 3 years ago I was really like daily, just like, and now I'm like, it hurts.
I mean, we're getting older, dude. A lot of the momentum that we felt like we had toward it was probably just like kind of teenage boyhood.
A little bit of that fervor.
It's harder to be on it now than ever, but like now it's kind of urgent for me because like the threat of like me being inert or me being like placated or flaccid is
If
like
you will.
realer with like every step of individual progress I make.
Mm.
To the
Physically
question-
flaccid?
Huh?
Physically, like not staying. ED?
No, I get
Oh.
hard.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know if I was like,
No,
I
like
misheard.
if you mix like horny goat weed, ashwagandha, maca root,
Best of your life, huh?
best her life, best of my life. Yeah, I mixed the maca with the ashwagandha. Nah, no bullshit.
Oh, it's my turn again. How would you personally define your best work?
I think Shadowbox is my best work.
And what about it?
I think I just told the truth. And like, I was sure about who I was as a guy. And then that spoke as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So Hard It Hurts and Let the Sun Talk, I felt career ramifications on both of those in different ways. Like on Let the Sun Talk, I'm like, this is my first one after being introduced to this audience, so I have to do these things that they're familiar with. So Hard It Hurts was like, this is my follow-up to something critically acclaimed, so I have to be safe and cover my ass by doing all of these different things. Shadowbox, I was like, I want to make an album that feels this way.
Yeah.
And I did it. I was talking to Earl about it, and he was like, you know, you're here. It's okay to do the same thing 2 or 3 times. So you do the best version of that, and then invent something else.
That's kind of beautiful.
You know?
I mean, for you, it's like you got that acclaim so quick. It's almost like
I didn't even have an opportunity to repeat myself before I started moving to the next thing. So I continued on carving from the initial. Like, I think Shadowbox is like the anti-Let the Sun Talk album. Like, it's the yang to its yin. And so I made an album shaped kind of like that album.
Yeah.
But I'm growner, you know?
Yeah.
I think like f***ing is important, bro.
No, it is for sure.
I think men gotta like build like a non-pornographic relationship with f***ing. We have to f***, bro, and we have to like learn the poetry of f***ing.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if I my meat, like I could bust in like 30 seconds, right? If I let my girl like suck my she could probably like make me bust in like 12 minutes. But it's way better when my girlfriend does it.
Yes.
Even though it's way less.
That's the connection of it.
Even when it's less linear. You know?
Like, oh,
Right.
I'm
Right.
hitting this exponential curve.
Right. Exactly.
I thought I was good.
There's like a relinquishment of power that women understand about sex that men still don't understand. Even if you're the fucker and not the fucky.
Guys out there that are afraid to be a little bit you don't have to be to be a little submissive and get the perks of it. It's
all
crazy.
real doms know that like it's a position of service more than being a sub is. But niggas not real fuckers, bro. So they don't even think like this, bro. The one hope for like this fucking like Anthropocene hellscape is like
Anthropocene.
You know, like the Halocene, the
yeah.
It's the one for humans. If Elon Musk at his most evil make it to where like we can all download each other's consciousnesses, I'm gonna let one of y'all niggas download my consciousness while I'm f***ing my woman, so you can understand
how beautiful it really is.
Yeah, if you just you could do it in a liberated way.
Conversational, it really is.
It is a way better than what y'all niggas is busting. I bet that 100%. I'm busting a better. I would put anything on it.
If they could download my consciousness, I'm saying sub 5 minutes, y'all yourselves. For sub 5,
they don't
easy.
got the dog in them.
No, they don't. They really would be like, this is murky up here.
Yeah.
Y'all are f***ed. Try it. Elon would be, he'd be so scared.
Do you?
Ooh, damn it.
That really felt like a strike.
Yeah, me too.
Do you treat each project like its own child, or do you see it all as a progression and all as a through
All
line?
as a progression. That's how a legacy is built. I think about, I'm a big NBA fan. So like LeBron was on the Cavaliers, then on the Heat, then on the Cavaliers, then on the Lakers. That's necessary context to understand the championships he may have won at each one of those places. They're all a continuum when you understand them. So I think about albums the same way.
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
Sometimes I wonder if that is maybe could be a hindrance. Sometimes I wonder for myself, can it be detrimental to see everything as this constant through line?
I think if you want to do, well, here's the thing. I think one thing is you overestimate how different you can sound from yourself. You sound the same as yourself all the time because you're yourself. So the through line between all your work is that you make it. Number two, you can always test that theory by like making something under a different name. It's intentionally trying to make something as anti-Beki as possible.
I wonder if sometimes thinking too much about the through line when that through line will exist if that can be detrimental.
Oh yeah, the through line exists whether you think about it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Tall people should never kill themselves.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Y'all are too blessed.
Yeah,
Stop.
like you're tall, dude.
You ungrateful. I
can't
don't feel bad for one tall person that kills himself.
No, bro. Like, I can't even get an EBL. Like, that's one thing you can't buy. That's a waste of, like, God's biotic resources.
God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Yeah. Unless you live in, like, Japan. If you're a tall person living in Japan, you should yourself.
Look, I am.
Oh, not you should, but I wouldn't.
It's an
blame you.
option. Just say it's an option.
It's not off the table.
Look, okay, so the shirt I was wearing before I changed, dude, I found this yesterday.
That's f***ing hard.
This might be one of the hardest print graphic tees I've ever found at a
Ever.
thrift store. Found it
Yeah.
at Bargain Hunters.
I might steal that.
Yeah, very funny. I was gonna wear it, and then yeah, I got some peanut butter on it when I made my breakfast bowl. So, and I was a little sweaty walking.
My shit's fucked. I got like all type of. You ever seen that video where the nigga was riding with like gumbo in the back seat with no top on it? I had like some soup.
No lid?
Yeah.
You had no lid on the pot. It's just going everywhere.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I smelled like a bunch of like chicken and rice soup.
That just happened to you.
Yeah, yesterday. On this windbreaker. That I
I
wanted
can't
to,
really tell.
I wanted to look
Looks
outdoors.
like we just been outside. Are you fabricating your outdoors value right now?
Yeah, I'm curating this shit. dude.
Curated.
Woo! That was nice.
Come on now.
Yeah, we're bowlers or whatever. We bowl. I also think there's a really necessary element of spending time to let the universe and or God speak through you as necessary. Maybe it is a time of reflection and like not being in that space. This project, admittedly, I would have got it out much sooner, but it was just life circumstances. I was like, I really wasn't in a place to do that. So I was like, I don't want to compromise the vision. It ended up coming to fruition. I'm glad I took that time.
Yes.
But like most of the time, I just wait until something it's
Something
time.
happens.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's how I name albums. I wait for the album name.
Yeah.
I think the point of fashion is like costume. Like if you had to dress a character like he's going to be outside, that's how you should dress to go outside.
Yeah. I think
The world's a stage.
the world is a stage. Be your Animal Crossing character. You can do that. Like, you don't just have to do that on Sims. And just keep thrifting. Who gives a if it's not in? Keep doing that shit. Keep
Bro.
depopping. It's worth it. Maybe get into sewing your shit too.
You have to upcycle. Like no one will ever manufacture in that way again.
I know. Like seeing things like this really was a moment in time. Whether the style or how it was made or who collaborated with who. I was just randomly remembered when Action Bronson did that collab with Adidas.
Hard.
Yeah. I could definitely see that, 20 years seeing those shoes and be like, oh,
Yeah,
that
God
works again.
forbid that comes back around and you didn't like thrifted that one day.
I know. Do what speaks to you.
Yeah,
Get what
nothing
speaks
is
to
in.
you.
Nothing is in. That's one thing I learned in Japan too. Like there are like people doing like the schoolgirl thing, people doing like the gothic thing, people doing the
Oh, he
super
caught a
like
big one.
oh shit.
Sorry. Gothic thing, schoolgirl thing.
Personal style.
Personal style. Important.
Style is personal. Damn, that's a big ass. How do you get that? Hey! Not.
It is big.
How did you catch that? Damn, that nigga's turd.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother out there. That's a big fish.
That is a big fish.
I don't think he should throw it back. What you think?
Take that motherfucker home.
I think so.
Yeah, you gotta eat that guy.
How did you name this album?
Meg and I were in Wyoming visiting my parents because they live out there.
What the?
That felt very nice. We're in Wyoming visiting my parents, and I didn't know where I was going. I just know I wanted to go out and take some pictures with these like fun themes from my childhood. Just see where it took me. We rented a KRX side by side. When we were out there, it's called the Red Gulch Alkali. It's 38-mile stretch of like nothing. No sight of living things. We found some bones, but we were out there. It was dead of summer, and there was no insects even. Damn, nothing living. So arid, and we did hear a rattlesnake.
Y'all was the insect.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. It's like we really are just like we're not bothering anything. We're not like
Y'all too small to
disturbing
matter.
Yeah, it's that. It was just this beautiful picture to paint. I made the album cover an idea of that before I even finished writing
Made
the
the
songs.
album.
But
That's
yeah,
the better way to do it.
This stuff is really intriguing to me, and
Yes,
I feel
yes.
like it's less of a point of conversation. There's a lot less of that, and I'd say because of the internet, that regional difference. There's like a couple types of language or subtexts of language that are present online and that are most popular, but the only way you really get to experience culture are really the normie people of each region.
Yeah, the Facebook people.
The Facebook people. And I feel like when I tell people, when I was, Kansas is a weird place too, because like that was, 1850 Kansas-Missouri Act. It's all white people. So you haven't seen how other white people interact with people of color.
Yeah.
And then I moved to the South and I was like, oh no, that is very much alive and well. Like I saw it online and on TV and like
Yeah.
we knew it, but for the most part, like there's this guy who, I think his name was by chance. That's probably it. He flew a
Close
fucking
enough.
Confederate flag, and we were all like, that dude. It
Yeah.
was like collectively weird as he got expelled. It was like this whole thing.
Bro, shit.
But it was like, I moved to the South. I was like, oh no, that's like, it's very apparent and in your face, and it's
yeah.
not nuanced at all.
Yeah, no.
But like people in
But
the Midwest still got it
I
for
think
sure.
also like hot take. White people outside of like the racist core in the Southeast are more dangerous than rednecks. I think just because like at the end of the day, it's kind of like the enemy, kind of thing, and then the devil,
Yeah.
and then also it's like I think if you want to murder me, we can engage in like mutual combat. If you want to legislate me to death, I actually can't do anything about it as a minority. But yeah, I think like definitely Confederate flag in the South versus Confederate flag in Los Angeles mean different shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mean different
That's
shit.
kind of what I was getting
In
at.
Casey,
It's-
bro, like that, the Confederate
Yeah.
flag in Kansas City is like, whoa.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
we're scared. That's something to be scared of, bro.
And it's like saying that obliviousness is just as damaging for sure. It's just a
Right.
different light of it.
Yeah, this is a death by 1,000 cuts versus like
Yes.
seppuku.
I think the album explores scale in a way that's pretty meaningful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's a lot of on an interpersonal level, like the scale of
Yeah.
what are we really on the blip,
Yes.
It was a lot of those like weird conversations or moments I explored or ideas that like had me up at night that I was writing about. I write like when it hits most of the time. I want to get better about practicing writing for sure.
Me too.
But I top-lined this whole album. The
Word.
whole album is top-lined. And I was like, I need really great melodies that are earworms. That's a
Right.
thing that like I love and I haven't learned to do. And I feel like you're gonna have more long-term effect.
Right.
Like, because like you'll have people that like don't know what the you're saying, but it's catchy.
Yeah, it's landing.
Which is like, duh, it's the most obvious thing, but it's so true. Like having something that really feels.
It's below the skin. It's a tattoo.
I just have a bunch of notes of ideas, and then I see like what fits contextually and like how to. It's a lot of quilting.
Frankensteining.
Yeah, a lot of it is Frankenstein. I mean, it
Mine
feels
too.
that way. Yeah.
We have what feel like, I don't know, because I never stayed around long enough to see, like legitimate sundown towns still through this month. So I can't really say rednecks are less dangerous, but I'm just saying like, in my experience, the like God, guns, beer, boobs, and freedom white people have like actually done stuff against the law to help me and my homies.
Jesse James-esque thing.
Yeah, like
I don't know
guns,
if that's a good example.
right?
I don't know much about Jesse James.
Like
Yeah.
the gun store, white people would sell you a bunch of guns
Yeah.
and like bullets.
I know, but people want to paint it so like one way, and I'm telling
It's
you,
not one way.
when I moved to the South and I found out my friends that are not white, their favorite white people were the honkies, the hicks, the
Yeah,
rednecks.
easy.
It's just very interesting.
That's
and
how Donald
people-
Trump won. Because like driving through the United States, you ever like drove
Yeah.
through the states?
Yeah.
There are more hicks than like anybody else in the
Yes.
United States. They're the most represented people in the country by far. Like poor white people, they represent the majority of America.
Have one shared experience that actually is almost shared in every place. Very few predominantly white towns have a extremely unique experience, right?
Yes. It's just poor white towns or rich white towns, and then more poor ones. They kind of have the same kind
I'd
of
say
issues.
one where it might be interesting is like deep Appalachia. That gets weird where it's like that might be singular.
environment.
In the States.
Yeah,
That might be a singular experience.
definitely.
I'm not an anthropologist though, so
Me either.
sociologist, whatever.
Yeah, we being anecdotal. It's okay.
Purely.
Let's get anecdotal. It's okay.
We're in the Gulch, baby.
Yeah, we're deep in the Gulch, dude. You can't forget to lick the Gulch. But what I would say,
Taste the Gulch.
you gotta taste it.
What is like one of the more constant mantras that you've been utilizing or like, you know, have on your mind as of late?
Be wrong quickly. Yeah, be wrong quickly. You can learn more from a no than a yes. Sooner you learn from a no or incorrect, the more quickly you can get to the next yes or correct. You want to be right slowly, but you want to be wrong quickly.
That's what makes what you being right so solid, because through time, through practice, through showing up and being consistent, and also not being so abrasive. Because sometimes like that patience with others, people can learn more about that thing that you're right about that you couldn't have. So like you just showing you being right in your own way slowly, I feel like people can find in that same thing that you already believe in and illuminate more to you,
Right.
rather than just telling people that they're wrong. Just showing how you are right and being right consistently to
Right.
yourself and with yourself and the situation, not pointing fingers like,
I can know that somebody else is incorrect, but like wrong is not like, I can be wrong. I wouldn't say other people are wrong. I'd say that's probably not the best thing to do, but right and wrong is like a personal
way too
distinction for
subjective.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we talk about white supremacy and whiteness, like why it's like
White.
not a great thing, is because like white people have lost as much to whiteness as anybody else. Not materially, obviously, or not like with their lives, but with like their identity. Where whiteness has
Very
homogenized.
Ooh.
Yes, literally. And that's kind of what the charm of the Hicks are to like
Yes, it just is
non-POCs.
still, even though they're and like, yeah,
they're distinct.
they have
Yeah.
a essence about them.
They can
How many
cook really
porn-
good.
Oh my God, they are the best
They
cooks,
can
dude. I
really
pulled
cook.
up to the South and I never had chicken that was good because I'm from Kansas. All we
Yeah.
ate was beef.
Yeah.
And I come to the South and everywhere I had chicken, white people, black people,
Yeah,
Hispanic people,
Spanish,
it's all
everybody. Yeah.
all throughout my life. I was like, chicken just sucks. And then I moved to the South. I'm like, wait,
But y'all have like what's the name though, right? Like barbecue.
we do have good barbecue.
Like
yeah.
like the
Kansas City's like very red saucy, like Memphis is. It's very like, you know, like sweet and saucy. Yeah, Kansas City style barbecue is great.
it's even like that. That homogenization is like goes racial, ethnic, and then it also goes like urban, rural. Like when people come to Charlotte, they're like, "What food are you known for?" And it's like nothing. It's Charlotte. But North Carolina is barbecue, but Charlotte
Fire.
is not barbecue. Charlotte's just Charlotte. And all major cities are like well, the mid-major cities are like that. Yeah, I don't think Charlotte has no real food tradition. Not that I know of. Do
like-
Charlotte got like a food tradition?
I don't think so, bro.
Like some
Bojangles.
shit we eat.
Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Cookout.
That's fried chicken.
People can cook, but
'Cause
it's
we
not
all
like a
these
staple.
transplants, bro.
People can
Yeah.
cook, it's just not a staple. When I have been wronged, I've sometimes left that too much to that subjectivity to like give myself peace with, no, you were wronged, and that's okay. And that's okay, like they're only human, but I would just be like, maybe it was me,
Nah.
and vice versa. you
Yeah,
know?
sometimes people just want to play with you, bro.
That's true.
And that's like, you gotta learn how to be graceful about that too. One sentence I use a lot, one mantra I use a lot in negative times is, do you think I'm a bitch? Then I start to realize, like, they probably do.
And what can I change about that?
And like, it was stuff I used to do to change it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. But it's like, why? Why do I care to change that? If I have to do stuff that like may be a danger to myself or others to change my perception in these people's eyes, it is my perception in this person's eyes really make or break.
Quick side note, I can't wait for this fire conversation to get copyright striked with in the background of us talking.
Thank you.
We love you. No disrespect, but your team. I mean, all the teams.
All the team.
All the teams but my team, because my team is up, baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We up.
Niggas gave me a bunch of cheese curries the first time I did a show in in Milwaukee, like just in a bag, like here, like
How's Milwaukee?
I f- Milwaukee.
You do?
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
with Milwaukee. I with Minneapolis.
I hear it's so gorgeous in the summer, and apparently really good venues and stuff.
Oh, what? Amazing.
Yeah.
You seen Purple Rain?
The venue?
The movie.
No, I haven't. Is
Watch
that Prince?
Purple Rain.
Is it a Prince?
Yes.
My bad.
So the venue that's in Purple Rain is called like, I don't want to miscall it, but we played it. Minneapolis is fire. Chicago is fire. Midwest is fire.
It's a sleeper. Definitely is a snoozer for some people, and I'll let them have that.
I like driving through the Midwest. Super flat, super like grain.
That actually, that is probably the number one thing people say in why I don't with the Midwest is exactly why you said you like it. And I agree. I love the plains. I get why people are like, what the fuck?
Being from there seems like it sucks. Huh? First Avenue, that's the name of the
First
venue.
Avenue. Shout out Prince.
Yeah, shout out Prince, man.
I know you're watching this, Prince.
I know. He's always watching.
He's
me.
always watching.
Please.
Deserted Island, 3 movies you'd bring with you? Are you a movie guy?
My 3 Deserted Island movies is like Paid in Full, City of God, and I don't know, probably something fun like Emperor's New Groove. I was thinking about that.
Oh, that's a good one. Talk about whimsy. You need some whimsy in your
Yeah,
life.
some levity.
Also, that is a beautiful movie, too.
Great movie, good message. I'm living it.
Also, visually, that movie was stunning.
Gorgeous. What the? We need to return to 2D animation as a society.
We need some. Have you seen Invincible? It's like The Boys, except less current cultural take and more like overall ethical take.
Yeah, less gratuitous.
Less gratuitous and more like,
And less like Marvel circle jerk.
it just feels really human in this way. It's like, it doesn't feel dramatized in a kind of melodramatic way.
Yeah.
It's less theatric,
And it's less like
performative. I guess.
heliocentric too, around like hero's perspective.
Yes. I can't talk enough about how sci-fi that isn't heliocentric is some of my favorite type of work.
Yeah, dude, like all villains are more compelling than the heroes. Because you have to write somebody whose motivations make sense and they have negative ramifications for a lot of people. Those people are always interesting. Like World War II is like a very simple case of good and evil. Afghanistan, not so much.
Gets sticky, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Very sticky.
World War II against Nazi Germany wasn't a battle of self-determination or
No,
agency or
not at all. Yeah,
like, but there have been wars fought over that.
100%.
And those are more difficult to parse who's the clear good guy. Those stories are, the fictional versions of these kinds of stories are always better to me.
Especially when they're not making that very apparent correlation between whichever nationalistic side they are like portraying. Like, I like it when it's very hands off.
Yeah, think about Sasuke and Itachi. This nigga brother killed his whole family. We just waiting on him to get strong enough to kill his brother. And then it took on a whole new meaning once you really learn his like true motivations. You know.
They foreshadowed that, but I did not expect what he was carrying.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job. I didn't feel let down by the Itachi circle coming back around. I felt like, I'm glad. I'm
glad there were wrinkles that were added in between.
Yes.
The irritated act and like the comeuppance, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There was like a scene in the movie Purple Rain, right? Where like Prince is doing his like they them seductive the first they them. No.
In America.
One of the important one of the important they thems of history, right?
Yes.
Prince is like with this woman, right? And she like wants to be his singer, wants to be his girlfriend, kind of wants to do it all for him, right? And she wants to like join his band, be his girl. He's like flirting with her. He's like gonna her, but he's not gonna her. And he's like kind of negging her a little bit. He has her on his motorcycle. He's Prince. He has a motorcycle. He's cool and he's short and he has cool boots. So the girl's like, Prince, you gotta let me be in your band, right?
Yeah.
They're like by the lake, like how we are. He's like, baby, you know, if you want to be in my band, you want to be my girl, you got to swim naked in Lake Minnetonka, right? Girl strips down.
Yeah.
Titties out. Purple Rain has titties. Watch the movie. It's a good movie. Take off her drawers. She gets all the way naked and gets in Lake Minnetonka.
Yeah.
And she's like, aren't you going to get in? Because he's like, you got to bathe with me in Lake Minnetonka, right? He said, that's not Lake Minnetonka. and then gets on his motorcycle and drives off. They sitting by a lake. If I'm like, all right, you got to get naked in Lake Wiley with me, and then we in front of the lake, you like, all right, this got to be Lake Wiley. We in front of a lake.
Next, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, Lake Wiley, we can get nude.
Yeah, we're skinny dipping.
I couldn't put my in no algae water.
No,
now.
this we will
you get swamp crush.
You hear about the brain-eating amoebas? Imagine getting one of those up your urethra and just f up your shit for eternity. I don't know what would be worse. Do I want to be brain dead or my pelvis region is completely immobilized? It'd be one of those things where
It'd be necrosis. It'd be
necrosis.
Yeah, flesh death.
Oh man, I will say though that's so metal. That's so punk.
Turn black. There's
So
definitely
metal.
a metal band called Necrosis. I bet
A little on
$1,000,000.
the nose, you know.
I think we did good. In the party while you're having fun, Mavi.
Beki.
Dog.
We did it.
Thanks for coming out.
We love you. Till the next time. From beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina, I've been Mavi. This is Beki. My brother Devin. We at AMF North Tryon. Beautiful North Charlotte. I love you.
Hey, stream insects in the Gulch.
Stream insects in the Gulch, please. Please. Now. Click it right now. Here's a link. You know, you can put it in post.
Oh.
Cheers.